2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, Barclays Center. Last outing for Brooklyn, they won that game against the Pistons in Detroit. Trading blows in that one, they did win by 3.
And that was not an easy game for them. I mean, they barely hung on at the end, were able to pull it out in overtime.
And it could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season. I mean, just because of the way they came through when it mattered most. That's clutch play that could serve them well going forward.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan. And the Spurs with possession here. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Thinking about DeMarcus Cousins, Clark, when he was selected, people questioned whether he could stay out of trouble. Many doubted that, he could, but he has stayed clean really since day one.
Yeah, going back 5 years ago, a beat writer actually had the audacity to say he would end up in jail at some point. Cousins has proved him and others wrong.
And here is Knight. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. The pass to Ballard. Screen by Cousins. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
Clock is at 3, and the wide-open shot from Green. Brooklyn with the rebound.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
And Parsons kicks to Knight. Passes it to Ballard. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And that one's good.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. Duncan trying to break loose. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Aldridge. Leonard's got 5 now.
Obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Leonard with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Banked in off the glass.
And really just straight to the basket with a full head of steam.
Well, if you're going to throw it down, make sure you throw it down with force.
On defense, the Spurs. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding differential. They've got to focus and make it a team effort to really pound the glass.
Here's Parker. Following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Aldridge against Parsons.
Parker better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
Thanks, Doris.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's Leonard. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. 9 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot. And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
1:53 left here in the opening quarter. To the paint, the leaner, and Duncan gets it to go in.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
1:43 left in the first quarter of the game. Knight on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Wiggins against Green. They set the pick. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it. And you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Leonard kicks to Duncan. And the Spurs scoring again.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Again, Wiggins missing. San Antonio trailing here. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Leonard, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Ginobili, and the rejection by Cousins. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. And San Antonio has possession. Duncan kicks to Parker. Three-pointer. The shot no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Outside Knight. There's the dish to Parsons. The feed to Cousins. The turnaround Jay. That is good. Cousins has got 6.
How much do you love to see the turnaround?
Duncan left side. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
And Tim Duncan closing out what's been a remarkable career, a Hall of Fame career. We heard from...
He's really transformed.
Well, as Mano saying, Duncan, no doubt the long-term face of the Spurs franchise and arguably their best player ever, which brings up the conversation, Greg, of where he stands all-time league-wide.
Well, he's right there. And listen, let's give him a little more credit, Mano. He's got 5 rings now, having won that championship 2 seasons ago. But look, Kobe's in that category with 5 rings and an MVP as well. So he's an all-time great. I don't know how you rank him, but when you have a conversation about the best ever, Tim Duncan will be in it.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from Brooklyn, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first. Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Brandon Knight. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Bilal in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game and fun to watch.
Here's Ginobili. Tipped away.
Last season, DeMarcus Cousins had several triple-doubles, but with Cousins, he would have 20-plus rebounds to go along with 20 points and 10 assists. That's amazing for a big man, for any man, as a matter of fact.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. And Mills kicks it to West. Outside Leonard. The trade. The shot's good on the assist by West. That's 12 points for Kawhi Leonard. And for Cousins, those 20, 20, 10 triple-doubles are an incredibly rare feat. First time, in fact, that we've seen that in the NBA since 2010.
And he was the first big man since the great Wilt Chamberlain to do it in back-to-back games. So Cousins is one of the rare big men who can do it all and has displayed that multiple times last season.
Cousins with a screen for Knight. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, feet clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
14 feet away, and Duncan with the basket on the assist by Mills. Duncan's got the lead up to 1 now for the Spurs. Now Knight, coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. Ballard, and Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's stolen by West.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Time to just slow it down, make the simple play, and get a good shot.
Dishes it to Wiggins. Outside Knight. Here's the screen. Off the pick. Rebound San Antonio.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Boris Diaz checked in for Tim Duncan. West dishes to Ginobili. Pick by West. Here's Leonard. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Leonard's got 5 points in the quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
San Antonio leading. West a screen on Knight. Mills with it, and it's Knight picking him up. And the basket by Diaz.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Diaz with the steal. 3-on-3. Here's Leonard. Got a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. A different look now for San Antonio. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for West. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills.
2 minutes.
Parsons against Leonard. Aldridge with a screen on Parsons. Leonard loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. And now a 5-point Spurs lead. Kawhi Leonard with another great season last year earned his first Defensive Player of the Year award with his outstanding play.
And for Leonard, he became the first perimeter player to win one since 2004. That just shows you how incredible his defense was at times.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And, you know, for Leonard, you can add that Defensive Player of the Year award to his hardware list, and that puts him in elite company, one of only 3 players to win Defensive Player of the Year and Finals MVP. The other 2, Jordan and Olajuwon.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Brooklyn. McLemore has come in for Andrew Wiggins. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Ballard. Leonard on the wing. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And for Leonard, winning the Defensive Player of the Year didn't change him at all. I mean, he received a car for winning that award and gave it to charity. Went out of his way to thank his teammates during his acceptance speech. I mean, I think it speaks of his character and really the impact that Popovich has had on him and that entire Spurs team.
Knight against Parker. Screen by Cousins. Down low. Here's Ballard.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
No one around him. The open jump shot off the mark. Spurs leading by 3. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Leonard. It's good. The assist that time from Diaz. 18 points for Leonard.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they've buried it.
And that shot might not be the #1 option, but if the D will give it to you and you get it in rhythm, that's the one you take. Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
To the paint. Here's Aldridge. Misses from close range.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And with
Tony.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 18 points and 1 assist. Kenny, what was your... And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to...
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Leonard playing extremely well. 18 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for San Antonio, the always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
Yeah, good job to take him right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
He's perfect from the line this time.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
That's tipped. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. That's what I like, a nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
Now here's McLemore outside. Good on the shot. McLemore's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. San Antonio trailing here.
And one thing about Ben McLemore, he can be an absolute lights-out shooter. Last season was a big improvement over his rookie campaign. Up in field goal, 3-point, and free throw accuracy. Really just scratching the surface in terms of his potential.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And for Ben McLemore out of Kansas, he knew he had to work harder after the Kings drafted a guy to replace him, Nick Stauskas. And, of course, Stauskas went on to have Clark an even worse rookie campaign than McLemore had the year before.
Yeah, and McLemore actually on the uptick, very much improving in year 2, and that means perhaps Stauskas will be the odd man out.
Beal's checked in for Knight. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far. I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backcourt.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find. You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
They get it back, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Porzingis passes to Ballard. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. West comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Parker. And Mills kicks to Green. He feeds it to Duncan. Pass to Leonard. Got a piece of it. But he recovers it. 4 on the clock. There's Green with the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Porzingis passes to Beal. Here's Porzingis. He's covered by Leonard. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And here we go. McLemore heading to the hoop. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
You know, they don't want to let them hang around too long here. I agree with you. I mean, it's best to go ahead and build that lead here in the third.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Beal dishes to McLemore. Here's Cousins. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Cousins has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nets. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. And Mills kicks it to West. It's deflected, but they get it back. Here's Leonard. Rebound, Brooklyn. Cousins has got his 4th rebound in this one. Cousins with a screen on Green. Beal the pass to Cousins. It's stolen by Green, and they're on the break. Fires at the elbow. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist from West. 24 points for Kawhi Leonard. Brooklyn leading by 5. Here's Beal. Second chance shot. Billar's shot is off. The Spurs have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Beal. Mills can't hit. For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Now here's McLemore. He's guarded closely. Pass to Porzingis. He dishes it to Beal. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Tim Duncan picks one up. The Nets have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. That one is off. And the Spurs with some changes. Ginobili comes in for Leonard. And it's McCallum in for Patty Mills. And he's good on the second.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line. That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
There's the pick. Beal the pass to Billar. And that one's good. 28 points for him.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through.
All right, now, I want everyone here at the
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Nets leading by 6. They've got Bradley Beal. DeMarcus Cousins out there with Porzingis. Then it's Ben McLemore. And it's Billar in at the center. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. The Spurs shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Parker kicks to Aldridge. On the wing, Green. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Feeds to West. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by the Nets.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. It's really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And the net shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it. Beal, the pass to Porzingis. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now. A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
McLemore with a screen for Beal. Kicks to McLemore. Fires the three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
San Antonio calls timeout. And the thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete. Greg, high basketball IQ. Had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
And as always, Doris, thank you. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Brooklyn?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points. And, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
Now, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to me.
To the middle. Lets it go from 11. Can't hit.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talent.
Lets it go from deep and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. Goodness.
The pass to Leonard.
In this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead. That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Passes it to Porzingis. Uncovered, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
As soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Aldridge. Nice D from Cousins.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
He kicks it to McLemore. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And now it's an 11-point Brooklyn lead.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Beal, the pass to Ballard, and it's good. He has 35.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Here's Diaw. Lays it up and banks it in. Nets leading by 9. Here's Bolar, and he dunks it down.
And no doubt about it, in order for them to be successful, he has got to be a catalyst when it comes to scoring.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 11. 1:16 left in the game. Duncan, he's checked in for Boris Diaw. And the Spurs with possession. Here's Aldridge. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Porzingis passes to Cousins. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Nets.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
They knocked down their shots. I mean, a little luck didn't hurt either. A lot of their 50-50 shots went in the basket.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game.
I tell you what, Greg, no matter how brief it is, anytime you can get a season series sweep, you're happy.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
Well, how about LaMarcus Aldridge in this one? He's got 16 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
The Spurs making a switch here. Boris Diaw's checked in for Duncan. Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Mills, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's McCallum in for Parker.
Well, the comeback hopes are out the window now. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, it's done deal. It's wrap time for this group.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without foul.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And that one's good. And the Nets lead by 10.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
Green dishes to Diaw. And it comes off the front of the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
There's Beal with the 3, kept alive. Count it.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
I thought this performance he needed to deliver, Ernie. He needed this game. You look at how he's been playing recently, and this was huge for him to come out and have a great night. You can really tell a lot about a player how they break out of a slump. He responded exactly the way he needed to.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel.
Folks making their way by rail, subway, or city streets to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Last game for the Nets, they picked up a W against the Spurs.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got Aflalo, Young out there with Anthony, and it's Vucevic, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. Knight dishes to Cousins. Knocked away. And Aflalo kicks to Galloway. Young, a screen on Wiggins. To the inside. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. On its way from Aflalo for 2. Here's Young. And the rejection by Cousins. Inside. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. We're about 1 minute into the first. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
You know, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, he's clearly one of the more talented and also one of the most emotional players in the game. He's also one of the most teed up.
Vucevic, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And talking about Cousins' top 5 in technical fouls in each of his first 5 seasons. Among other things, that's given away a ton of free points, guys, to the opposition.
Yeah, DeMarcus is working hard to control that temper, and he knows it's important for the team. But it's hard to plug a volcano.
Aflalo, that's good. And so just over 1.5 minutes played. Outside Knight, and there's the pass to Ballard. Here's Porzingis. Vucevic defending. He faded back on that one to give himself some room.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Galloway, the pass to Aflalo. Outside Anthony. It's deflected. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Here's Galloway. Another shot. Vucevic with the bucket.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Galloway kicks to Aflalo. It's Anthony with the drive, and it's blocked. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, just 5 to shoot. doubled by Knight. Here's Galloway. And he overshot that one, missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Knight dishes to Cousins. Wiggins inside the line. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. And it's all knotted up. Here's Galloway. 9 points last game out. Plenty of space. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Knicks trail by 3. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Shot's good from Young.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
New York shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Screen by Young. Anthony on the wing. He's coming off a 34-point game against Boston.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Young with the steal. There's a minute 34 left here in the opening quarter. Anthony drawing the double team. Here's Vucevic on target from 13 feet. Vucevic has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Here's Bilal. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Nets shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The first one falls. Robin Lopez is checked in for the Knicks. Calderon comes in for Aaron Aflalo. He's perfect from the line this time.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Good. Anthony's got his second bucket of the game to go.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
It's Knight with the drive. Bilal with the bucket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Picked by Vucevic. Calderon against Wiggins. Clock at 6. Calderon kicks to Lopez. Off the screen, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
Here's Calderon, and here they go. Wiggins against Anthony, and stolen by Wiggins. All alone, throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break. And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball. operating good at the offensive end.
Porzingis is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Brandon Knight. And it's Bilal in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Aaron Aflalo. He's checked in for Langston Galloway. Here's Calderon. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Calderon's got his first basket. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Knicks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
New York trailing.
And guys, Brandon Knight really fits the mold of the new breed of NBA combo guard. He has the length and quickness to guard ones and twos, and his skill set allows him to generate offense both in transition as well as the half court.
That's good. 8 points for him.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Calderon kicks to Aflalo. He dishes it to Carmelo. 5 to shoot. Steps back and fires. No luck. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Here's Bilal and the powerful one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have... A 45-minute delay here. He shattered the backboard.
With the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
Greg, I thought it was a solid effort from them all the way around. I mean, but they're, as you and I know, moral victories are kind of empty consolation prizes. A loss is a loss.
Knight passes to Bilal. Feeds it to Cousins. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Well, let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. Third is Carmelo Anthony.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Greg. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down.
Porzingis passes to Knight. The feed to Wiggins. Wide open look. Rebounded by Anthony.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Brooklyn leading by 4. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And he gets the bucket. Lopez has got 6 here in this quarter.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Back to Knight. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Outside Anthony. Kicks it to Aflalo. Fires for 3. Bilal with the rebound.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. Brandon Knight certainly can pass the orange.
Knight against Calderon. And Aflalo wide open. He shoots. Again, Aflalo missing. And here are the Nets. They're on a 12-4 run. Knight passes to Porzingis. Here's Bilal. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. And now it's a 9-point Nets lead.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Anthony. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, sloppy D there. You can't let him get the ball in his hands down there.
Extremely untidy on the defensive end. I mean, when he gets it in that close, that's an easy bucket. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Lopez a screen. To the inside. Anthony. Good. Score the basket. Mark him 4 for 8. Shooting 50% so far.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
From downtown, but they recover it. Missed the shot. He's 3 for 4 in the game. Calderon with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Aflalo left side. Outside Williams. Back to Aflalo. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Knight for 3. Aflalo pulls it in.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Anthony with it. 8 points for him. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. The clock runs out.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They never dug too deep a hole. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Knicks trail by 7. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Young out there with Anthony. And it's Vucevic. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the 1. Vucevic with the bucket.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him. And when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front court. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces. Up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Carmelo. Screen by Young. In the corner, Aflalo with it. Clock at 6. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Knight. That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Vucevic.
And talking about Vucevic's development last season, he's also had the highest assist average of his career. He's a good decision maker on the floor, knows when to take it himself, and knows when to kick it to cutters and spot up shooters.
You know, and getting back to Vucevic, I mean, he's at an age where he may only get better. Averaged nearly 20 points a game last year after averaging only 14 the year before. That was an incredible leap in production, and I think it's one that'll continue.
So for the Nets, Thomas Robinson comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Ben McLemore in for Porzingis. Anthony with it, now defended by Wiggins. Young's shot is off. Nets leading by 5. The dish to Wiggins. Got a piece of it. Knight for 3. The shot no good. So New York will take it the other way. Last time they met in New York.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Well, composure, execution, efficiency in a tight ball game is typically what's going to determine the winner.
Here's Bolar. No good. Good defensive work there by Young. On the wing of Flello. He's guarded by Knight. Releases from 15, and Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Young. And it's now only a 1-point Nets lead. To the paint. Here's Bolar. Here's Robinson. And the layup's good off the glass.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
And it's a big key thus far in this game, Clark, because whenever they've gotten the ball in the paint, good things have happened. And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm. That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Off the pick, and it's blocked. Knight into the lane. Passes to Bolar. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Brooklyn shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Galloway kicks to Anthony. And Young, here we go.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
Thaddeus Young provides a lot of things, Clark. Solid on both ends of the floor. You can plug him into almost any lineup and make it work.
Yeah, he's an ideal basketball player because of his versatility. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. Not only can he play the 3 or 4, he can go inside and outside, too.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Now here's McLemore outside. It's rebounded by New York. Young's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Jose Calderon, who's checked in for New York. Young. Bolar with the rebound.
And guys, when you talk about Thaddeus Young, last year was another solid season for him. Excellent job finishing around the rim as usual. Solid rebounding numbers, but still trying to improve his consistency from the 3. He started the season strong in that department and kind of fell off a bit at the end.
And Wiggins throws it down.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. Man, Thaddeus Young, he's really entering the prime of his career right now at age 27. Hard to believe he's now in his 9th season. Only spent 1 year in college. Still plenty of room to grow.
The Knicks making a switch here. Serafin's checked in.
That was Thaddeus Young getting in the way of the defense there. Really solidly done on the screen.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Galloway, the pass to Serafin. Drops it in from 11 feet. 51 seconds left in the 3rd. Knight into the lane. Wow, way off on that one.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Young dishes to Vucevic. Some solid defense from Knight.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Knicks trail by 4. Dishes it to Young. Shot from 12. Robinson with the block.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Right side, Knight. Here's Bolar. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Here's Galloway. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Nets lead by 6. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Here's Knight. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Brandon Knight is out there with McLemore. Then it's Thomas Robinson. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Bolar in at the 5. Galloway kicks to Calderon. Pass to Young. O'Quinn dishes to Galloway. To the left side wing. Fires the 3. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
That's a huge three-pointer. He'd love to become a go-to guy for them here in crunch time.
Knight into the lane. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. And the Nets lead by 8. The Knicks shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Down low, here's Serafin. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
This is when the defenders really have to protect the basket. You need to be in sync as a unit defensively. Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
He feeds it to Young. There's the screen. So for the Knicks, Lopez, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Anthony comes in for Young. And it's a Flalo in for Jose Calderon.
Robin Lopez, Carmelo Anthony, Aaron Aflalo.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Here's Galloway. Lopez right side. It's stolen by McLemore. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. Pull up Shea. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Now Knight. There's a screen by Robinson. Knight passes to Robinson. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And the first one drops.
Aaron Aflalo, 2 shots.
And Aflalo drops them both. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. The pass to Knight. He kicks it to Robinson. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
Here's Anthony, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. Carmelo Anthony, the third pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and, of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. All those guys, with the exception of Melo, have ring.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Well, we all know how loud NBA arenas can get. I mean, last season there were some accusations thrown around that it wasn't all organic. I mean, some players felt as if some of the NBA crowd noise was artificial.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Derek Fisher was just going over the plan with his team. He told them that they simply have to step up, saying if we don't make a move now, it's going to be too late. Give them everything you've got. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Left side, Knight pulls from the top of the key. Here's Villar, and O'Quinn sends it back. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Knight. Follow fires. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 9 assists now tonight. Some heavy accusations about artificial noise being pumped in last year. We've seen the issue in the NFL, talked about now in the NBA. Seeing it in other sports, there's a case that maybe the NBA's got to deal with this.
No, there's no doubt about it. I know some stadiums, it might feel like there is extra noise being pumped in. And listen, there are a lot of fan bases that we have that are just flat out loud. I mean, it can be electric. But having said that, I don't think we want to have the artificial noise being pumped in. I think it does the game a disservice.
New York calls timeout. They trail by 9. 1:51 left to play here in the fourth. Young's checked in for New York. .151 left in the fourth quarter. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Carmelo Anthony. Outside Knight. There's the pick. Here's Villar, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And great effort on the boards, and what a move.
Yeah.
That was, Kevin. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
1:33 left to play in the final quarter. Outside Anthony to the middle, and the dunk by Lopez.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
The Knicks making a switch here. Vucevic is checked in. Shot from the inbound, and that one goes long.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Galloway, and the Knicks miss again.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
From deep, McLemore, and again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And here's a follow for 3. That's good.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
To the middle. Here's Villar. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Another shot, and Vucevic with the layup.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
To the inside, Robinson, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Knight on the wing. They set the screen. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, you've got to make sure your feet are set when you set those screens, or they're going to call that on you.
Well, I thought maybe he was set. I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think they might have missed that one.
Here's Grant. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Knight for three. No good. And so it's Brooklyn with the win.
Well, Brandon, certainly a nice win, aided in large part by your ability to get your teammates involved. What is your primary focus?
Definitely just get my guys going a lot more and, try to be more of a playmaker. And, I enjoy, seeing, getting guys going and them making shots off my passes.
I think they enjoy it as well, Brandon. Great job. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson again, folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunity. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
The job he did down low was fantastic. That's right, fantastic. He had great understanding of the way the defense was set up in the paint. He had a ton of high percentage looks close to the bucket.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a...
I won't bow to no